Hi YouTube, welcome to one of my videos. Today we're looking at my 1929 Fuller & Johnson. When I bought it, it looked like that. No, it had original paint on it, but then the chap I bought it had a fire which damaged it. That's why it's lost all its original paint. I think I still the original primer which kind of got left. The brass plaque just made it on it. The fuel tank. Tank strap like that. That's what the engine was like when it came on this trolley. Not a very nice looking trolley, as you can see. And the engine looking a bit rough, quite rough. It had all sorts of bodged up bits on it to try to keep it going, I think. I've got the crank guard. That's when I painted all the crank guard up black. That's my first engine listed D with the Fuller & Johnson. You can see again that trolley. It was solid oak, I think it was, but it went on the fire. So when I finished it, it looked like that, with that type of trolley in the garage. It looked quite smart. But what happened since then, I've used stationary engine paints from stationary engine parts, and it ain't been very good with fuel proof. It's peeled all the tank off and everything on it, and it's chipped up and that. And the trolley broke when it fell off the back of the trailer once. It slipped off the trailer when it was unloading it, and it ripped the back axle off, which we temporarily bolted it. But I'd never be happy with it because all the front came loose and that. So the last couple of days we have stripped it down, or most of it's back together again now. I've repainted all of it, took all the mag off, spec plate off, walled the governor system off down the side there, all the push rods and everything. I left the head on it because I sprayed the head in that heat proof black spray paint, which is fine. That's why I just painted around it again. There's nothing wrong with black paint. I did paint a Fuller & Johnson transfer on the side by hand, but I painted over it now, so I'm going to get a proper sticky ones on, which I've ordered from America, which should be here at the 20th of December. I took this flywheel off and put this pulley on it. Well, moved it all back and moved the pulley in forward, because before the pulley's right on the edge, and the flywheel had like a 2-inch gap down there, so I've butted it up tight. That one I didn't move because I didn't want to knock the timing gear. The piston and everything stayed in. So it was just a gentle sand down on the old paint because it had 4 coats when I first done it, and now I've done it in the Land Rover green on top of it. It's had 2 coats on top, which is giving a nice glossy, smooth, shiny effect to it. Over here is the crank guard. I've done it back to green again, what it originally should have been for the engine, dark green. The fuel tank strap is dark green. The fuel tank was actually galvanised. I thought most of the galvanised got took off it in the fire. It's been a bit burnt in a few places, but it has polished up quite nicely. It's not rusted up or nothing, so I'm going to leave it natural tank like it originally was again. This morning I spent an hour. This bit here is the bottom brass bit that goes on the bottom of the mag there where my finger is. It goes underneath there, covers that up. So it was all buckled up, and I spent nearly an hour straightening it all out, buffing it all out because that was crumpled in. So I eventually folded it all back out, eventually fitted it to the engine. When you turned it over, this wouldn't spring right, it catched the bottom off the tray. So I thought that's strange, it should do it. But then I looked at the original Fuller & Johnson picture. It's here. It does not have that brass bit there. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it does not have the brass bit under the mag. Transfer should go there like that on this one, just behind the mag there. And the other thing I want to do is build the original style trolley. So I printed this picture off and measured the flywheel on the picture, and my flywheel on Fuller & Johnson is 16 inches. So you measure that down there, as many flywheels you can get, and it's about 3.5 flywheels or so, and then work it all out and to cut the wood. So over here we've got the original style Fuller & Johnson trolley. We built it all. It's 46 inches long. It stands on the floor to the top here is 15.5 inches. I've got the original style axles I made to bend. They haven't been welded and everything. So it's got the original style axles on it now. The trolley's had 8 coats of varnish. Some hit and miss engines in America, they have painted the wood red like that, pump, or it was red wood or oak, but I've only used pine on this one, and I've got a nice quality to it. In here I put a drip tray for all the grease and everything. Just pull that pin up there, and then the tray will slide up the side so it catches all the grease and oil which gets spat out at the bottom. To get the trolley at that sort of standard is get your natural pine and get one of these squirt bottle things, even an old window cleaning bottle or something. Fill it up with water, just over half teaspoon of caustic soda, shake it and mix it up, and squirt it on your trolley, let it dry in, and it brings out the grain for if you want to wax it. But I've done that and obviously just cleared varnish on top of it. That's why it's got a nice golden yellow touch to it, which is, it's that caustic soda. It's like an acid into the wood, and it's brought the grain out, and it's really making it look smart. What else was I going to show you a lot? Oiler ain't the original one, because the original one got damaged in the fire. The original one just had a Fuller & Johnson carved into the top of it. So I'm going to take that off and take it down to the watchmakers and hopefully recarve it in. The fuel tank pipe, got a foot valve on the bottom. I've had a new piece made up for it because it was all damaged before. That's the water draining pipe. That's the rocker. Someone's brazed it at some point now. That's the only brazing that's been done, pardon me, to the engine. I had problems with the governor, this bit here. It used to keep sliding off. I don't know if you see it really well. I can find my torch if it's quickly to hand anyway. Squeeze my camera. Down there you can just see a screw head in the bottom of my torch there. I've put that, drilled a little hole into the crankcase and then fitted that in self-tapper, and it holds the spring back tension so it can't slide off that way. Don't know if you can see it that well, but that's what I've done to that, so I should stop that from doing that. Oh, I didn't mean to just knock the heater plug out. So that's really it, really. It's had new bearings put in it before I bought the engine, new white metal bearings put in it. Old greasers on there. Brass one needs polishing up a bit. I took the tag off to paint all that up, or clear varnish it, polished it up and clear varnished it with lacquer sort of stuff. So if that's helped anybody, thank you for watching, and join me again for hopefully when the engine's up and running and finished. So cheers and good night.